edition. Suspect in Kasipul Member of Parliament Ngondo Were murder threatens prosecutor after the prosecutor opposed his release on bail.
Under the provisions of Article 252B of the Constitution, approves the appointment of the following persons to the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC. 1. Erastus Edung Ethekon, Chairperson.
Parliament approves Erastus Edung Ethekon as new IEBC chairperson alongside 6 commissioners.
This year's finance bill includes several proposals that seemingly favor elite and politically connected interests under the guise of economic.
Okoa Uchumi Lobby slams proposed 3.3 trillion Kenya shillings budget over equity privacy concerns.
Those who are involved, either they managed or treated the patient, and those who were not available to treat the patient, we have identified 4 doctors, and we have taken them through the disciplinary process. They have been summarily dismissed.
And Kiambu County fires healthcare staff after death of an 11-year-old at Igegania Hospital in Kiambu County.
Right, Laura Omondi is our sign language interpreter. My name is Martin Macharia, and EBN Prime Edition starts now. Now, the National Assembly has officially approved the appointment of Erastus Edung Ethekon as the new chairperson of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, that is the IEBC, alongside 6 newly appointed commissioners. This decision marks a significant step towards restoring the leadership structure of the electoral body, which had been without a substantive chair since the death of former IEBC head, that is Wafula Chebukati, in February this year. The confirmation follows a directive by the National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula, who recently instructed the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee to resume vetting the nominees. This process had initially been suspended due to a court order that halted the publication of the nominees' names in the Kenya Gazette and their subsequent swearing in. Erastus Ethekon was nominated by President William Ruto on May 8th of 2025 to take over from Chebukati. His nomination came amidst legal and political challenges, but was ultimately allowed to proceed following a court ruling lifting the temporary injunction.
Which is that taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs in its report on the vetting of nominees for appointment as chairperson and members of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 3rd June 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 252B of the Constitution, approves the appointment of the following persons to the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC. 1. Erastus Edung Ethekon, chairperson. 2. Ann Nderitu Njeri, member. 3. Moses Alutalala Muhwana, member. 4. Mary Karen Sorobit, member. 5. Hassan Nur Hassan, member. 6. Francis Odhiambo Aduol, member. 7. Fahima Arafat Abdallah, member. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
The panel mandate is clearly spelled out, Mr. Speaker. We have the Public Appointment Act. We have the vetting, the entire process. They have gone through, they have been subjected to public participation. The public have also had the right to say what they wanted to say. And ultimately, the concerned committee made a decision that these 7 individuals were eligible to be approved by this House. But Mr. Speaker, we must speak as Kenyans. We have politicized literally everything, Mr. Speaker, in this country. Isn't it the high time that we think out of the box and be prepared to contribute to the continued peace, stability, respect, and tranquility, Mr. Speaker, so that as a country, we are respected, we respect ourselves, we are respected regionally, we are respected continentally, and we are respected globally, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, if you read through the CV of this gentleman, a master's in law from the University of Derby in the UK, a postgraduate, a bachelor's from the University of Nairobi in law. This is someone who qualifies to be a judge of the High Court or even the Supreme Court, Honorable Speaker. And that is all that is required in law.
Right, moving on to the corridors of justice. In a dramatic courtroom incident, Abel Ochieng, a key suspect in the murder of Kasipul, Member of Parliament, Ongondo Were, threatened to kill the prosecutor handling the case. The threat was made during bail proceedings, leading to a shock that forced the State Council to leave the court unexpectedly. Ochieng, also known as Dave Carlo, issued the death threat after the prosecutor opposed his release on bail. A police officer who testified in court revealed that Ochieng grabbed his hand and aggressively demanded to know the identity of the prosecutor. At the moment, the accused was overheard saying, and I quote, "Huyu ni nani tutamua," end of quote. Now, Justice Diana Kavetsa denied bail to all the 3 accused persons involved in the murder case. The judge also ordered that the suspects undergo mental health assessments due to the severity of the threats. Abel Ochieng was ordered to be held in isolation at Nairobi Remand Prison pending further investigations.
Melody, the information is threats towards a counsel. In this case, Mr. Mulama. The information, my lady, we received is that as he was proceeding to oppose, one of the suspects in the dock raised an issue of who is this person and we will deal with him. My lady, the threat was very specific.
Okay, I am recording this person and we shall deal with him.
Yes. The threat was very specific, and we have a police officer to actually articulate.
I want you to say his words, exact words. What did the suspect say?
Huyu ni nani huyu mwenye hataki tuachiliwe?
Huyu ni nani mwenye hataki tuachiliwe? Yes.
So, tulimweleza kwamba yeye ni prosecutor.
Yes.
Then he said, huyu tutamuua.
Can you show me the person who uttered those words?
I heard those words myself personally.
Yes.
The gentleman in the white shirt.
Stand up. That one?
Yes.
Then you notify. Who did you notify?
I notified my OCS.
Oh, okay.
Then she informed the head of the
Okay. I therefore believe that the third accused indeed uttered the words "Huyu tutamua." It is quite frightening. It is unfortunate, and I am bereft of words. It is on that ground alone that the 3 of you will be denied bail at this juncture. For direct that the 3 of you will be escorted to Nairobi Remand, where you will be remanded until medical assessment report is availed. Now, the Kiambu County government has taken swift disciplinary action by firing several healthcare workers at Igegania Level 4 Hospital following the tragic death of an 11-year-old boy who was denied timely medication treatment last week. Dr. Elias Maina, the County Executive Committee member for Health Service, revealed that an internal investigation found gross negligence by hospital staff. The probe confirmed that 4 doctors, a nurse, and a clinical officer failed to respond to multiple urgent calls for help after the boy was brought to the facility. The inaction tragically resulted in the young boy's death, prompting the county government to immediately terminate the employment of the implicated healthcare workers.
All those who are involved, either they managed or treated the patient, and those who were not available to treat the patient, we have identified 4 doctors, and we have taken them through the disciplinary process, and The process has been concluded and they have been summarily dismissed.
Hakuna mtu amekuja hapa kuniambia ati anafanya kazi Igegania, hata ni board ama ni nani, hakuna hata mmoja. Kwa sababu nilikuwa naomba hata nipewe mtungi moja mobile. Nilikuwa nimepewa magari matatu na watu wazuri, kuomba nipewe mtungi wa hiyo hewa, tuweke hiyo mtungi na tuweke mtoto wangu, tumpeleke hospitali.
Right, moving on, the civil society coalition Okoa Uchumi is sounding the alarm over the proposed 3.3 trillion shillings national budget, accusing the government of favoring the elite while sidelining ordinary Kenyans. Speaking during a press conference in Nairobi, Okoa Uchumi faulted the Finance Bill 2025, citing that they called a gross misallocation of public resources. The group highlighted massive budget cuts to education and key healthcare, key sectors that directly impact millions of Kenyans. The coalition also criticized the reduction of import levies on steel and other industrial products, arguing that the disproportionately benefits big businesses and foreign investors, leaving local communities behind. Even more concerning, Okoa Uchumi warned against a proposal to allow the Kenya Revenue Authority access to citizens' personal data, calling it a threat to privacy and democracy.
This year's finance bill includes several proposals that seemingly favor elite and politically connected interests under the guise of economic growth. In a country where the burden of taxation already disproportionately affects low and middle-income citizens, these proposals represent a dangerous shift in fiscal fairness. Tax rates must be equitable and transparent, not tailored to the privileged few.
The budget proposes a 4.3 billion shillings cut to the allocation for free primary education from its most recent approved figure, impacting the essential programs within basic education, such as the school feeding program.
Continued expansion of the executive contradicts the President's promise to Gen Z. Supplementary budgets are being misused to undermine the voice of citizens in the budget process. In Supplementary 2 of the financial year 2024-2025, funding for social safety nets is facing a budget cut as resources are redirected to high-level offices such as the Office of the President, Deputy President, Prime Cabinet Secretary.
Right, moving on. Health Cabinet Secretary Eden Duale has announced the removal of attachment fees for Kenya Medical Training College, that is the KMTC students undergoing clinical placements in public hospitals with particular emphasis on level 6 medical facilities. The announcement was made during the official opening of the 8th Biennial KMTC Scientific Conference held at the institution's headquarters in Nairobi. Speaking at the event, Cabinet Secretary Eden Duale emphasized that public hospitals should not impose any charges on students during their clinical attachments. He noted that these students are there to gain practical experience and support the healthcare system and should not be burdened financially during their training period. In addition to scrapping attachment fees, Duale called for a comprehensive and rigorous review of the KMTC curriculum to keep pace with evolving healthcare demands. He stressed the importance of enforcing strict admission criteria and closely monitoring clinical rotations in all medical training institutions to maintain high standards of education and training.
I have told the DGA and the SA, when we go back, we will communicate to them. They will stop that. And because this evening we are meeting the Council of Governors with the President, I'll whisper the President to pass the message to the governors.
Right, moving on to the corridors of justice. The High Court in Bomet has officially confirmed the impeachment of Nyamira County Assembly Speaker Enoch Okero, declaring all actions taken by him after his removal as unlawful. In a detailed 57-page judgment delivered by Justice Julius Ngangar, the court ruled that Okero ceased to hold office upon his impeachment and that any attempt to remain in the position lacked legal authority. Justice Ngangar further affirmed the election of Thaddeus Nyabaro as the lawful Speaker of the Nyamira County Assembly. The only pending administrative issue that the court noted is the formal gazettement of Nyabaro's appointment to the position. Additionally, the court recognized Duke Onyari as the substantive clerk of the Nyamira County Assembly. The judgment directed that the county's fiscal strategy paper be submitted to Onyari for processing in line with legal mandated budget-making procedures.
The courts have agreed that where we are now, this is the right assembly, and that what has been always been done by the other faction, who are our brothers and sisters, from October last year, all those transactions are null and void.
Hivyo kwa siku ya leo tunawakalipiza wale wote ambao walitoroka nyumba yao wakaenda kufanya vikao nje, tumewakalipiza waje hapa tufanyie watu wa Nyamira kazi.
Leo niko na raha mpaka nasema kumbe hata mnyonge ana haki. Sikuwa natarajia. I kindly request the all arms of county government of Nyamira to accept each other for us to move on and serve the people of the county that we belong to.
Still in the corridors of justice, the Milimani Magistrate Court has dismissed allegations by Mumias East Member of Parliament, Peter Salasia, that he was subjected to torture while in police custody. Principal Magistrate Peter Mutai, who presided over the case, ruled that the court currently lacks jurisdiction to release exhibits related to the claims, emphasizing that due process must be followed. Salasia, who is facing charges of hate speech dating back to May 19th of 2025, was granted release on a cash bail of 200,000 Kenya shillings. The court has scheduled the next stage of the case for a pre-trial hearing set for June 16th of 2025.
This court lacked jurisdiction to direct release of exhibits until it is formally produced. The accused, however, have a right to protection by state and should be accorded security within the established protocols.
Right, moving on to matters politics, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has intensified his political comeback campaign by promoting his newly formed party, Democracy for the Citizens Party, that is the DCP, during a public address in Dagoretti. Speaking to an enthusiastic crowd, Gachagua criticized the current administration, accusing it of mismanaging the economy and failing to protect the dignity of workers. The former DP pointed out that key sectors in the country, including education and healthcare, are struggling under poor governance. His comments appeared aimed at positioning DCP as a people-centered alternative ahead of the next general election.
Kusikiza ground. Sindio? Dagoretti munasemaje? Dagoretti munasemaje? Dagoretti munasemaje? Dagoretti ni one term. Ni one term. Ni one term. Harambee! Harambee! Wewe Ruto, mimi nataka niseme namna hii. Ndio hii Kenya irudi kwa laini. Lazima tufukuze huyu jamaa. Yeye amefanya payslip imekosa dignity. Sisi tuko na jukumu kama wa Kenya kurudisha heshima ya payslip. Watoto wetu hawasomi. Hospitali hakuna dawa. Ndio hii maneno yote iwezekane, lazima ajenda ya kwanza ni Kasongo afanye nini?
Nataka kusema serikali ya Gavana Sakaja kazi yake ni kunyanyasa wanabiashara, na tunataka kusema Sakaja na Kasongo wamepomorea wa Nairobi manyumba kwa maji, na tunataka kutangaza leo hapa Dagoretti, watu wetu wale wanafukuzwa mita 60 kwa mto. Tunasema hiyo barabara hatuendi, na tunataka kuambia Gavana Sakaja na William Ruto, upomoaji wa manyumba Nairobi tumesema haitaendelea, na tunataka kuambia Sakaja kwa sababu ameweka orodha ya mashamba Nairobi. Ile mashamba haitalipa rate, anataka kupiga mashamba yetu auction. Tumemwambia udhubutu kuuza shamba ya Nairobi.
All right, at the same time, Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki has firmly dismissed claims of a political rift between himself and Embu Governor Cecily Mbarire, labeling them as unfounded and baseless rumors. Speaking during the National Macadamia Conference held at the Embu University grounds, Kindiki reiterated that his relationship with Governor Mbarire remains strong and intact. The Deputy President emphasized that Embu County is his home and that there is no conflict between him and the governor. He urged residents to ignore what he termed as divisive propaganda meant to sow discord between leaders in the region.
The other things my brother was talking about, DG Mugo, Kinyua Mugo, they are neither here nor there. Because I don't think there is anybody who knows me or who knows the friendships and the ties between me and the people and leaders of Embu, who could imagine there could be the slightest issue between us and any leader from Embu or any person from Embu, because this is home, so there is no cause of alarm. I saw there were some politicians trying to create problems, and there are no problems. And to demonstrate there are no problems, apart from what DG has said, I bring you greetings from my sister, Cecily Mbarire, the governor of Embu County. She could not be with us because the president has called another meeting at 2 o'clock in State House on livestock vaccination with all governors. That's where she is. She could not be here and be back before 2. And that's why the minister also for agriculture is not here, because he's supposed to be in that meeting. Other than that, we are doing very well. And she will come and say that herself from here, so there's no problem.
Right, moving on. A cloud of sorrow and uncertainty hangs over a family in Kapsio village in Elgeyo-Marakwet County following the mysterious disappearance of their loved one Samuel Kimtahi Kibet, aged 47 years. Now, the family says he was last seen on May 19th of 2025 when he left home without disclosing his destination. Since that day, he has not been heard or seen, sparking deep concern among relatives and neighbors. According to his family, Kimtai showed signs of emotional distress prior to his disappearance, a factor that has heightened fears for his safety. Loved ones described him as quiet and withdrawn in the days leading up to his vanishing, raising suspicions that he may have been struggling with mental or emotional turmoil. The family has made a passionate appeal to the members of the public who may have seen him or may have information regarding his whereabouts to report to the nearest police station or reach out to the family directly.
Tunatafuta mtu anaitwa Samuel Kimtai Kibet. Alipotea tarehe 29 na mpaka sasa ni siku 15 tujai mpata, na yeyote anaye ripoti hiyo aweze kutusaidia. Mpaka tumejaribu kuelekea hii mamisitu zote hapa area yetu, tumejaribu kutafuta mara 2 na tujafanikiwa. Na mimi naomba jamii yetu tuweze kusaidiana. Kama umai muona, ni mtu anajulikana sana, anafanya kazi ya kupaka rangi, na tunaomba kabisa jamii ya Iten kokote tu muweze kutusaidia. Akili ilikuwa kidogo amepungukiwa na akili kidogo, alikuwa mgonjwa
toka 19 mpaka saa hii. Nikaita watu wa village yote, tukaenda kusearch, hatukufanikiwa. Hata mpaka jana tulikuwa na tembea kwa hii msitu, hatukufanikiwa. So I wish kila mtu, members of the public, wanisaidie. Hiyo ni maombi yangu.
Tulikuwa na Kim tarehe 19
mwezi wa 5 mwaka huu saa 2 nilipea Kim Sapa hiyo saa 2 ya usiku.
Right now, let's get sporty. And the Harambee Starlets of Kenya are set to lock horns with Morocco in a highly anticipated international friendly match tonight in Tangier. This encounter forms a crucial part of the team's preparations for the upcoming CECAFA Senior Women's Championship of 2025, scheduled to take place in August. Head coach Beldin Odemba has underlined the importance of the match, stating that such high-profile friendlies are vital for team cohesion, tactical improvement, and overall readiness ahead of the regional competition. Odemba emphasized that the team is focused on sharpening their strategies and evaluating player performance under competitive conditions. The Harambee Starlets go into tonight's fixture buoyed by the impressive record in previous encounters against Morocco. In the last 2 meetings, the Starlets delivered a resounding 5-0 win with goals from Fasila Adhiambo, Violet Nanjala, Elizabeth Mideva, and a brace from Mwanalima Dogo. The second game ended a 2-2 draw, highlighting the team's resilience and adaptability on foreign soil.
Nimefurahia sana kukuwa part of national team because imekuwa muda sana and naweza sema ni experience poa. Hii friendly I think inatusaidia sisi kama players ku prepare to hii coming WAFCON qualifiers and inatupea pia a lot of experiences kama players na pia opportunities. Yeah.
Kwa leo niko tayari, timu iko tayari kwa mechi ya leo kulingana na training tumefanya na kulingana venye my teammate venye wametrain, inaonyesha tuko tayari kwa game ya leo. So hii game inatugauge, game iko mbele yetu ya qualifiers zenye ziko mbele yetu. So tunashukuru kwa federation venye wameiandaa hii friendly, at least ita gauge team penye tunaelekea.
Right, Upendo FC from Kakamega County has emerged victorious in the Western Region edition of the Cheza Dimba Sport Pesa tournament held at Bungoma High School grounds. The spirited side clinched the regional title and walked away with a significant sponsorship reward of 250,000 Kenya shillings per year for the next 3 seasons. The Cheza Dimba initiative, now in its second edition in Western Kenya, aims to uplift grassroots teams by providing them with both financial and structural support. According to the program's communications director, Deborah Maina, the long-term goal is to empower lower-tier league teams across the country and become self-sustainable and competitive. The completion includes both men's and women's teams and spans across multiple disciplines, including football, rugby, and basketball. Regional winners from across the country will later converge in Nairobi to compete for the national title, marking the culmination of the 2025 Cheza Dimba campaign.
Last month tulikuwa Central Region through Tujiamini initiative. So Tujiamini ni initiative ambayo SportPesa came up with to support talent and sports across Kenya. And kuja kwa upande wa football tunaangalia teams za regional and below. Na target yetu ni kucreate impact na waweze pia kuinuka waingie ligi za juu. We've had 3 teams last year ambayo walitoka grassroots na sasa wamepanda Div 1, Div 2 wakiendelea kupanga. So that is our the impact we want kwa hizi grassroots teams. Kuwainua pia waone pia wao talent yao it's recognized and it can take them far. Na from here we'll host a national Cheza Dimba in Nairobi come end of year with all the regional winners we've made throughout the year.
Nashukuru Mungu kwa kutupa ushindi huu wa leo, kwa washindi wa Western Region ya Cheza Dimba na SportPesa. Vijana wangu nataka niwapongeze, wamecheza mchezo mzuri, wameonyesha mchezo ambao unafaa na maturity imeonekana na discipline na hard work. Mshindi tusaidie kikosi yangu, manake nimepata sponsorship, nilikuwa nacheza regional league, nimemaliza huko regional league number 1, niko sure napanda ligi. So itanisaidia, itaniboost mali penye sikuwa nawezeshwa, na pia wachezaji wangu watapata lishe bora, angalau watafaidika na
Right, you're now up to speed, those making headlines in the world of sports as well as from across our 47 counties. Now, let me sample some of your feedback here on Facebook. And Brian Moses says he is watching. Mikamika David Njue, Judy Simiyu, Lusweti KE, Ian Sol Mungira, Damaka Loki, Sami M, Murunga Geti Getrey, Chima, Lauren Kelly, Just Part, to name a few. Tunasema asante sana for your viewership. My name is Martin Macharia. Our sign language interpreter is Laura Mondi. Good night. Do yourself a lovely night, and let's meet again when God says we do.